See, we got 2 kids. My wife and I have 2 kids, and I was not ready for how difficult it was going. I mean, I knew it was going to be tough raising kids. I always thought raising kids was going to be like fitting a duvet cover. No, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Everyone's got their own method, but you can tell when someone's fucked it up. But what I wasn't ready for was how much of a strain it places on the relationship, because who's in charge? That's the mate, because I want to help. I want to be involved. I want to get involved. And I've got my way of doing things, and my wife has got her way of doing things. And when those ways clash, who has final say? And I don't know who to talk to about this, because I grew up in the 70s when dads weren't hands-on, but entertainers were.
I've had 3 kids and I regret it. You know, I do regret it. It's too many, isn't it? Isn't it too many? Who's got more than 2 kids? Yeah? What a fucking error. Right, but what can you do? You can't kill them. You just got to sit there and wait to die. Like, I can't believe we've done this. We are never going to be happy. I know. I don't know why we did it. Well, it was your idea. It wasn't my idea. I said I don't like condoms. That's very different. I don't know why we had the 3rd one. I know when we had the 2nd one, because the 1st one's a fucking legend. Oh my God, what a kid. Hello, Daddy. Love you, Daddy. Can I get you some toast, Daddy? Oh my God, love that boy. Mm. When we just had him, I said to my wife, do you know what, darling? I think we've mastered parenting. Do you know what I think it is? I think it's just about setting clear boundaries and being consistent. The 2nd one, fucking feral. I love him, but what a prick this kid is, man. Like, I love him, but I do not like him. Sometimes I want him to get hurt. There you go, I said it. Sometimes I want this prick to get hurt. And let me explain why. He doesn't listen to a word I say, this kid. 5-year-old boy doesn't listen to anything I say. When we go out, he runs away. But not in like a cute toddler way. He runs away like he's fleeing ISIS. Just headed for the hills. People coming and going, let's get you away from the bad man. Don't worry, don't worry. And let's be honest, I don't look like I'm not in ISIS. Yeah? Sometimes I want him to get hurt, man. When I say to him, dude, don't do that. Because if you do that, you're going to get hurt. And then he does it. And he doesn't get hurt. That pisses me off, right? Because that is life telling him that I'm full of shit. That's what's happening.
You are looking at the world's greatest dad. As of 3 weeks ago on my birthday, that's right. I'm sorry, out of 3 billion potential male candidates, I brought home the silverware, people. World's greatest dad, Big Muck. Boom! Didn't even know I was in the running. Didn't even know I was being considered by the committee. Wasn't even my best year as a dad. That was 4 years ago when I took my daughter to Disney World. Last year we went to Florida. We just went to an owl sanctuary for 3 nights in a row called Hooters. Apparently that was good enough for the committee. And there it is. So good luck next year, all you dads, but I'm fucking resting on my laurels in 2015. World's greatest dad.
I've got 3 children, very lucky man. I was only thinking that the other day. I was in the kitchen reading a newspaper. I heard a little voice go, Daddy, I'm finished. From somewhere in the house. Well, hopefully the toilet. No, wait. And as I was wiping the bottom, I thought to myself, you lucky bastard. Because that's what they say, don't they? Say, oh, you're very lucky, and, oh, don't they grow up fast? Don't they grow up fast? And that's true, actually. My oldest daughter, she's nearly 6, came up to the other day, she said, Dad, I think I'm too old for CBeebies. Yeah, I don't want to watch CBeebies anymore. You know, she doesn't talk like that, by the way. She doesn't. She'd draw a bigger crowd than me. You know? No, she said, I'm too old for CBeebies, I want to watch CBBC. CBeebies is for little kids. And I didn't say this, I was going to say this, but I stopped myself. I was going to say, oh, really? Too old for CBeebies, are you? Then how come, right? How come you've got a squirrel on your T-shirt, yeah? A big, fluffy squirrel, and he's holding a balloon. Oh, aren't you mature? Yes. Oh, let's step back and let the big lady come through. I didn't say that because my wife doesn't like me treating the kids like hecklers. And also, apparently, stuff you say to kids when they're little, right? Apparently, it affects them when they're older. I know, sounds mad, doesn't it? You say something to them when they're little, when they're older, they go, oh, I need some crack, you know? I don't know who came up with that crackpot idea. Like, rains on Wednesday, don't get wet till Friday. Bonkers, isn't it? You know? There's all kinds of theories about bringing up kids. Apparently, right, you're not supposed to shout at children. How's that supposed to work? There's a car coming.
I wasn't allowed girlfriends, weren't I? I wasn't allowed... My English friends were always allowed, like, they were even allowed sleepovers.
Dad, can my girlfriend stay over tonight?
You got a bird now, have you, son?
Yeah, I've got a little girlfriend.
Nice one, son. That's what I like, my son. Yes, my son, geezer.
Dad, can she stay over tonight?
Of course you can stay over, mate. Don't even know. In fact, you can sleep in the room next to us. And do me a favour, give her one from me. And when you're finished, I might jump on it all. Mum will come with a video camera, all have a laugh, mate. Imagine you said that to your dad. No, he's a dead man, isn't it? Dad, can my girlfriend bastard? Your cousin can stay, no problem.
Initially, Kate and my relationship was wonderful. She was very accommodating. She'd wait up late at night. I'd get in from a gig. She'd be there with a bottle of wine by the fire. That was nice. And on a Sunday morning, we might share a pot of coffee over the Sunday papers and then walk hand in hand through a craft market, something like that. Looking back, it sounds a bit shit, I realise, but at the time, this seemed very agreeable. So I proposed and she accepted. We got married. Then she said, let's start a family. And I said, of course, darling, because I didn't think it through. Next thing you know, you're running a small, badly funded correctional facility together, aren't you? That's all it is. There couldn't be a less appropriate activity or next stage for two people who are romantically inclined to take on it. Imagine you started a small business with somebody. It goes well, you move into profit, you open a second branch, everything is going swimmingly. One day they turn to you and say, this is good, isn't it? What do you say we get a troop of baboons in to run the post room? Let's see how that goes. Sorry, I can't pretend otherwise. I resent their presence in my life. I do. They're nice enough kids, objectively, but why do they have to live with me? It makes no sense at all.
Girls borrow, that's what they do. Girls borrow, that's their big thing. They like to borrow. Can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? Borrow off each other, borrow off you, borrow off everyone. And no concept of ever giving it back, ever. No, I remember with one of my girls, she went off to her first festival a couple of years ago, yeah? Went to Reading Festival she went to. And she said, Dad, I'm going to the festival. Can I borrow the family tent, please? I said, yeah, absolutely. You're going to a festival, you need a tent, off you go. Yeah, she takes the tent. I said, take the backpackers one, you're sorted, aren't you? All sorted. Off she goes. I pick her up from the station 4 days later. It's all covered in mud, you know. She had a good time. There's no tent. No tent. Complete absence of tent, I would say. Number of tents about her person, 0. So I said to her, where's the fucking tent? Obviously, I didn't say exactly that. I said, where's the fucking family tent? And then I got, then you hear these words and you know you're out. You don't count anymore in this one. I said, she said, well, what you don't get right, what you don't get. When you've heard those words, you're out of the business. You can't do. What you don't get right is on the last day, everyone was running around setting fire to the tents. Of course they were. How silly of me not to think of that. You've enjoyed the festival, and why not round things off with arson? Any news on the backpack? No, I left it there. There's no point bringing it back. There's nothing to put in it. Once again, your logic has defeated me.
Collectively, I have to say this, mummies are bitches. They really are. Oh, I'm sorry. I had a mother walk up to me once at a swimming lesson and go, "You may not change with your daughter." I went, "How dare you?" It's the most natural, normal thing for a father and a child to change together. Of course, I would change with my daughter. There's nothing weird about her strong. How dare you even imply that there's something wrong with that? And the woman looked at me and went, "It's the woman's changing room." And I looked at her and went, "Who are you to place such structures on a child's mind? Why don't you and the other mummies just go back to the showers and I'll just sit here and finish my cigar?"